Welcome everyone, my name is Joelle and this is a 10-minute full body stretch that is perfect for beginners or anyone who just wants a nice gentle start to their day. Let's get started on hands and knees. We're coming towards puppy pose to start out, so keeping your hips right above your knees, start to walk your hands forwards, lowering your forehead in the direction of the mat. So settling in here, you could have the elbows lifted up, maybe even tenting onto fingertips. Or if you want a little bit more of a gentler option, you can simply relax the arms down. Taking a few breaths here, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And this is a nice opportunity to maybe bring to mind something or someone that you are grateful for. I often find that practicing in a spirit of gratitude helps bring a little bit more energy to my practice and to the day beyond. And then let's slide forwards towards Sphinx pose, lowering down onto your stomach, propping up on forearms and rolling the shoulders down behind you as we shine the heart forwards. You might allow yourself a smile here, taking a deep breath in. And then as we exhale, press down through the forearms, press down through the tops of your feet, and lift the hips off of the mat. And then very slowly lower yourself back down. So the legs stay straight the entire time. Inhale, reach the heart forwards, little back bend. Exhale, press the mat away, rounding slightly through the upper back and maybe even bringing the chin towards the chest. And then lower yourself down. We just have one more like this. Inhaling towards your Sphinx pose, think about dragging the forearms energetically backwards. And then exhale, press it down and lift. And then let's set ourselves down one final time. Press into the hands. We're coming towards child's pose, so you can bring the big toes together. The knees are as wide apart as you would like. And rather than walking ourselves simply forward down the center, start to walk yourself a little bit off towards the right. So coming into more of a diagonal or side body stretch, child's pose. Again, you could be up on fingertips, or the hands could be alongside one another. You might even like to place the left hand on top of the right. So finding a big side body stretch down the left side, reaching that little bit further, and then walking yourself over towards the left. Finding that same stretch, noticing if there's any difference between the first and second side. Again, perhaps you're up on fingertips. Maybe the right hand comes on top of the left. Maybe they just rest alongside one another. And let's walk ourselves back towards center, this time tucking the toes of both feet, sitting yourself back towards your heels. Just briefly, you could keep the fingertips on the mat, or you might lift up through the upper body and roll the shoulders back a few times. Waking up into the soles of the feet. I know this is an intense stretch. We're here for just one more breath. And then you can place the fingertips back down, lift through the knees, and fold yourself over, standing forward folds. So the knees can absolutely be generously bent here. You could hold your opposite elbows and maybe sway yourself a little bit side to side. Let the upper body be very heavy here. Releasing through the lower back. And then progressively start to straighten the legs and then bend the knees, kind of over-exaggerate here. So we straighten and bend just 2 more times. Straighten and bend and straighten. Keep the upper body and lower body close together. And then softly rebend those knees, release hold of your elbows, and slowly let's start to roll ourselves up to stand. Head and shoulders are the last to rise. Take a moment to plant that left foot squarely beneath you as you pull the right knee up in towards the chest. Little bit of balance this morning. Left hand comes to hold that right knee and see if you can open that right arm out behind you. You could keep your gaze forwards, or you could allow yourself to twist open towards the right. And then very slowly release hold of that knee, step that right foot forwards, coming towards pyramid pose. Keep your hands on your hips. Keep your hips facing forwards as you lean the upper body forwards. Any amount. Maybe you come parallel to the earth, reaching the crown of the head forwards. And then tightening through the abs, squeeze through the glutes and allow that to lift you back up to stand in one smooth motion. And come to stand on that right foot now as we pull the left knee up in towards the chest, holding here. Bring the right hand onto that knee, reach your left arm back, either facing forwards or maybe starting to turn yourself towards the left. Feeling all the little muscles working to keep us balanced. And then step that left foot forwards, pyramid pose on the second side. Hands back on the hips as we lean ourselves forwards over that front leg. Again, perhaps the chest is parallel to the ground. One long line between the crown of the head and the tailbone. And then squeeze everything in to lift yourself up as we stand at the top of our mat. We'll take a little flow as we inhale, reach the arms up, palms to touch. Exhale, dive the chest forwards, forward fold. Inhale, coming up halfway. The fingertips can be on your shins here. And then exhale, simply bending the knees to plant the hands, returning to an all fours position, and then coming to take a comfortable seat of your choice. Here, let's roll the shoulders back and bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. Simply holding here for a breath, noticing how your neck feels. And we'll add on a little bit. So reach your left fingertips away from the body. Face the palm of your left hand back towards the wall behind you. And then swivel that hand so that the palm faces forward. Nothing else moves. So it's simply that arm that's swiveling back and forth within the shoulder socket. And you might see if you can explore a little bit of a greater range of motion. Maybe you start to face the palm upwards. And then forwards, down, and behind you. It can be a little bit of a crunchy sensation sometimes. And release. Bring yourself back up to center. Just notice how that feels, the difference between the right and left sides. Before we bring the left ear towards the left shoulder, noticing first of all whatever we might find here. And eventually we can extend that right arm away from the body, facing the palm backwards, and then keeping that arm stretched out as we face the palm forwards. So again, just swiveling, finding your range, your movement. Maybe it becomes a little bit of a bigger rotation over time. Keep that arm nice and straight, elbow does not bend. Take one more rotation. And then gently release. Roll the shoulders back. Switch the cross of your legs if that is how you happened to be seated. As we take a look over our right shoulder and then left shoulder. And then right shoulder again. And this time make it a bigger twist, but without using your hands. So let your hands kind of float above the mat. And then bring yourself back with the strength of your abdominals to center. Turn your head towards the left, and then take it further. Keep looking towards the left as you allow the upper body to turn. Very nice. Finding the center once more to close the eyes, resting the hands down on the knees. Thanking yourself for making a great start to the day as you bring to mind that person, place, or object that you may be thankful for. And let's pull that feeling into the heart as we sweep the arms upwards, palms to touch. Exhale down to heart center. Beautifully done. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do hope you enjoyed this practice. Please do remember to subscribe so we can practice together again soon. And anytime you'd like to feel or move better, I'll be here for you.